Hi, everyone. My name is Donghao Huang. I come from Singapore. Currently, I'm leading the R&D initiative in Web3 domain at Mastercard. Today, I'm delighted to be here to share how Mastercard is envisioning about the future of commerce and how we are helping our customers to navigate the new opportunities powered by Web3 technologies. Web3 is a vision of creating a decentralized internet. While the vision might not be realized soon, the current technology advancement actually becomes very promising to that the crypto and blockchain will attract mass adoption in the near future. So here are some examples of Web3 technologies. Decentralized storage is a key component for creating decentralized apps. So because building a decentralized storing all the most data inside blockchains will be very costly. So instead of utilizing a centralized database, Web3 developers could store that data in IPFS or RWIF, which will save them money, save the cost, and still maintain the decentralized nature of their apps. Level 2 technologies is also maturing, which is designed to improve the scalability issue of the layer 1 facing, like the speed, like the fees. For example, the roll-up technology in Ethereum bundles hundreds of the transactions into one level 1 transactions, which will significantly reduce the transaction cost and also increase the transaction output. Non-custodial wallets like MetaMask and True Trust wallets act as a gateway to Web3. With non-custodial wallets, consumers now own the private keys to their digital assets and allowing them to have full control over their digital assets, including fungible token and non-fungible tokens. So how would this technology change our daily life from a finance perspective? At Web3, at Web2 era, banks and wallets and payments companies actually compete to centralize financial assets, whereas in Web3, smart contracts enable decentralization of varied assets classes. In Web2, transactions are cleared through centralized systems, whereas in Web3, third-party intermediaries are not used to authenticate or clear transactions. In Web2, consumers enjoy more consumer protections but have limited control over the data. When in Web3, consumers maintain control over the assets and data but may enjoy less consumer protection. We at Mastercard believe that with the advent of the new technologies, we are seeing a future of commerce in a less centralized and more automated internet powered by these new technologies. So we are working with our partners to dream and shape the future of commerce. So first of all, we are reimagining money. Historically, we think money of the balances in our bank accounts or the cash in our wallets. Recently, we included cryptocurrencies as also kind of a money value. But we are also seeing that the data and the loyalty points are kind of a new value exchange, new way of changing value, and also non-fungible tokens, central bank digital currencies, and even solar credits. With all these new kind of value exchange, we also see the trends that there might be new ways of programmable transactions we will see. For example, the driverless fleet could automatically decide where to do their maintenance and how to make the service contract and pay for their services autonomously. Similarly, your home appliance might be able to order items for you, like from laundry powder to groceries based on usage and needs. All these kind of new programmable transactions are just illustrating some ways that we envision that payments will evolve in future. While the money form is changing, is evolving, we're also seeing the big change of the emergence of metaverse. Experts analysts estimate that there will be a business of 5 trillion in the virtual commerce by 2030. To give a sense of the scale of the engagement, by 2030, we are expected to have around 8.5 billion people. But we could have as many as 100 billion avatars or personas in metaverse. So with all these kind of new immersive experiences, we expected the people not only need to build the technology to handle the payments, but also wrap all these payments into the new and exciting experiences. So it's also worth highlighting what kind of payments will flow in the metaverse. So we believe that the blockchain will be the core technology powering the Web3 metaverse. On top of blockchain, there will be a lot of different types of payments, including in-game tokens like Roblox and Linden dollars, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins and Ethereum, stablecoins like USDT and DAI, CBDC like ECNY and Sand Dollar, and of course, fiat money like US dollars and Singapore dollars. So we at Mastercard are trying to innovate various ways to enable all these kind of payments and also try to introduce interoperabilities among the ecosystem. Maybe let's try to imagine what kind of a seamless commerce experience would become a reality maybe in the next couple of years. So this is a very early stage of concepts originate from our team. As we have envisioned, we have sensed the challenges from the normal consumers. There would be concerns about how he can really enjoy the advancement of Web3. It's a lot of, because we at R&D, we are trying to have a user-centric mind whenever we are exploring the new technologies. We are always asking ourselves how to address the user pain points. And one of the key hurdles would be how can normal consumer to make transaction to navigate the Web3 and the metaverse. So let's put a persona here. The persona is, I give him a name, Jerry. Jerry is a football fan based in Singapore. He wants to purchase some NFT collectibles for his favorite player. But he knows that he needs some kind of a non-custodial wallet, but he's a bit quite concerned about the recent news about security breaches in which people lost their digital crypto assets forever. So he decided to use next-gen wallet. It's a future level, future wallet we are going to realize, hopefully. The idea is the next-gen wallet is that Jerry could tokenize his card, his Mastercard cards, into the wallet as NFTs. So he can see a list of NFTs in the metaverse, in the next-gen wallet as a category. So the card tokens. And once he makes this step, he will no longer need to worry about how much he need to maintain in their wallet balance for his journey in Web3 and the web metaverse. How would that work? Let's go to the next step. Step 2 is that Jerry knows decentralized marketplace where he could buy a collectible with his favorite player. He just needs to purchase with his next-gen wallet and select the card, and don't worry about whether he has enough balance in his wallet or not. But he doesn't really need to worry about whether he has enough fund in credit or debit cards. That's the problem everybody needs to be aware, right? But under the hood, might be multiple ways to implement this. The one way we have been thinking of is when the transaction is signed by Jerry in the next-gen wallet, the next-gen wallet actually submit the token ID and the token contract address to the backend marketplace smart contract. The smart contract will use Oracle's connection to submit a field transaction to Mastercard network. And then once the transaction is approved by the issuer bank, then this transaction will be, it's not a full transaction, it's a pre-authorization transaction. Once the pre-authorization is back, the marketplace contract will record the transaction results along with the cryptographically signed payment guarantee onto the blockchain. And later, the Mastercard technology will try to do the real-time exchange with the crypto exchange and capture the transaction based on the real-time exchange rate, and that the Mastercard backend will send them the purchase crypto to the marketplace smart contract. The smart contract will then distribute the money, the value to the buyer, and if there's any remaining value, we'll send back to the buyer. So it's all automated by the smart contract and the Mastercard backend. With that, then Jerry doesn't need to worry about how to top up his balance, how much he wants to maintain, and also that's the consumer protections here, where because his money remains in the backend, if somehow the NFT is somehow compromised from security perspective, then he can always call his bank, okay, block this tokenized transaction, and his money will be safe. The next, the third use case is the access use case. The collectible Jerry owns now actually gave him a priceless experience to meet his favorite player in a backstage. So the Mastercard card he used to purchase the collectible is the same vehicle for him to access the backstage. How does that work? When the smart lock of the backstage read the card, Jerry's card, and then the card first will be verified through the NFC contact technology. Then once the card is verified to be true card, and then the card number will be hashed to generate the unique identifier. And this unique identifier will be sent to the door backend. The door backend will query our Mastercard smart contract to say, hey, who is the owner of this card? And once from the wallet address owning this card token, the backend the smart contract will be able to figure out what are the relevant NFT tokens which in turn will grant access to Jerry based on the NFT token he purchased from the decentralized marketplace. Last but not least is an immersive experience in the metaverse. Jerry wants to impress his friends during in the metaverse game. He decided to buy cool football avatar skins using the Mastercard card tokens. To do that, he first needs to provision the card tokens into the metaverse device, which is powered by the Wallet Connect. Once that is done, the metaverse device will be authorized to charge the card of choice whenever Jerry wants to purchase inside the game. There's no need for Jerry to leave the immersive environment just to top up his in-game token balance. So that's all the four ideas we have envisioned so far, and we at R&D are working towards to materialize this, hopefully in the next couple of years. If you have any question you want to discuss, I'm always happy to have a conversation anytime. Yeah, to summarize, at Mastercard, we are working with our partners to developing for the future of commerce. As I mentioned, I illustrated just now, we are innovating various ways of embedding payments experience in new points of commerce, including IoT, games, metaverse, and Web3. We at Mastercard have always been supporting the push for greater interoperabilities of transactions and payments, both in the physical and the virtual platforms. We also offer consultation services to our customers on Web3 and Metaverse concepts, aiming to co-create a seamless commerce experience with the whole ecosystem of Web3 and the Metaverse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Donghao Huang, for the great presentation. It was a new take, and I believe that we have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
So here are some questions. I will read them to you in English. So at Mastercard, if you were to use blockchain, how are you going to support the transactions offline? So I believe that online, it will be easy for PC or mobile transactions, but for offline, how are you going to support it for actual physical cards?
The offline card, also the EMV transaction has a standard for offline. So if it's up to your issuer to decide a limit on your card. You say, hey, maybe $100, you can transact offline, meaning that you tap your card, it's $50. Then if the merchant is accepting that offline mechanism also, then you are good to go. And if you also some other ways of when you are doing the transaction in your airplane, for example, that normally there's no network connectivity, right? You will just swipe a card with the terminal in the plane, but the transaction will not be submitted until the airplane touches down. So all these offline transactions are available, but there's a threshold.
Okay, moving on to the next question. In overall, are you positive about the implementation of crypto in the payment industry?
We at Mastercard are very cautious about the regulatory requirements. So if we have a big push across the globe on the CBDCs, we work with almost every government on their CBDC initiatives. We also try to work with the major stable coins to say how we can natively process that transaction using Mastercard rails. But some I think, general cryptocurrencies which might be too volatile, right? So then probably we are very cautious about that, but we do allow consumers to use their cards to purchase cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that presentation as well as the Q&A. Please give him another big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.